for a shortfall. Can't seem to care at all for nothing.
You're listening to the Ochoman, Behind the Eight Ball, only on Ignotainment.
I'm always on my old blacklist or something.
Without further ado, the one, the only, Ochoman.
I'm trying to live my life, and it just makes me so wild and mean.
Hola, muchachos, my friends. It's February 20th here on the Ochoman Behind the Eight Ball show. I got my sidekick here, my new sidekick. Can I call you my new sidekick? I got rid of the other two.
I would prefer associate.
Associate, okay. Well, my associate here,
too much
Armand.
Smacks of Gabby Hayes or something.
All right, Armand. And my main man here, I got Chris. Chris working the production.
How we doing?
We're doing
Morning,
pretty
Chris.
good. Pretty good. Well, not too good. I've been fucking sick, guys.
Yeah, you're a little phlegmy today.
Yeah, phlegmy. A lot of mucus out there. And
would you like me to perform an exam?
What are you going to do?
I just palpate the lymph nodes, things like that.
I don't even know what the hell that means.
Your lymph nodes
It sounds
are fine.
like it could be invasive.
Yeah, well, last night,
orifice check.
Chris, isn't kind of loud here. It's real staticky, but maybe you know what's going on
Yeah,
here.
we're good.
All right.
Just that.
So I was just kicking back last night. Do you guys ever check that show out called The Vikings?
The Vikings.
It's a history. It's a history sitcom.
A history sitcom about the Vikings?
Not a sitcom.
Oh.
What's the word? Like, it's seasonal. They're going in their season number 3 now.
A miniseries? No. Okay.
Well, you know the one I'm talking about, Chris?
I haven't seen this one about the Vikings.
It's really damn good, man.
But this is scripted, or
this is scripted.
Oh,
It's by Jesus. I forgot
what station? What channel is it on?
Is it on History?
It's on the
or
History.
something?
History
Yeah,
channel.
no, I think it's on History.
You'd have made a good Viking, I think.
I think so. I think
Awesome
so.
Viking.
Eating raw meat, rowing, tossing the caber. Well, the Scotsman did that.
But they're invading
Sort of like
right
Armenian.
now. Yeah, Armenians are. We do that shit too, don't we?
Nah,
Armenians are the real Vikings.
we eat shish
We are.
kebab.
Come on, man. Open fire. We have fun, man.
I've never seen a Viking funeral, though. You know, a Viking funeral?
I checked
Do
that
they have
out.
that on there?
They got they're in the middle of the water,
Right.
and they burn a boat.
Correct. They're supposed to have his dog at his feet. Did you know that?
No, I did not
Yes,
know
they
that.
put
Every Viking gets a dog.
His dog. They set him on his boat with his dog at his feet, the corpse, and then they set the boat on fire. Viking funeral.
I bet you the dog hates that. Like, what the fuck? He died.
Yeah,
I got to go too?
You show me a sick owner, and I'll show you a worried dog. Yeah.
Had a bunch of runaways.
Well, now did they kill the dog?
No,
and then put
no.
him on the boat.
No,
the dog's live
at his feet. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus!
Yeah, they set him on fire. Those Vikings, they were
What a bunch of dicks.
canine.
They were
gators.
badasses. They were
They were
badasses.
tough. Those guys were tough.
Speaking of boats, did you guys hear about my fourth show into this, fifth show? We talked about Rob Kennard. He was the running back for
the Miami
Dolphins,
yeah.
right? And, he fell. I don't think you were on the show, but let me remind you of this one. He fell off the boat while fishing. He swam 9 fucking miles.
By himself? He was
By himself. And he had the boat on autopilot. So this boat, he can't keep up with the boat. The boat took off on him.
Right, of course. Yeah.
So now he's swimming 9 miles. He gets to Miami.
He made it back to the shore?
He made it back to the
shore
around 4 a.m. in the morning. So I'm telling you, the water had to be like 20, 25 degrees.
Off the coast of Miami? I lived in Miami.
I'm telling you,
It's
9
warm.
miles,
Yeah,
though.
it's warm.
9 miles into the water, into Miami, off Miami.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean it's not the distance from the coast. The distance of the
blow
depth.
out your ass. It was
It's the depth.
it was cold though.
No, it wasn't. It was the Atlantic. It's warm.
It was warm.
Yeah, absolutely, sure. The Atlantic is
all right.
warm.
Okay, so it's warm water.
Pacific's cold.
You know what? You're saying that, but I
lived
don't
in
have
Miami.
proof. So what? You went out in the middle of goddamn water?
I fell off a boat. Yes, it was,
You fell off a boat too?
Hemingway wrote a novel about it. I caught a marlin, and the sharks.
Wasn't that the Moby Dick one?
That was Herman Melville.
Oh no! I
the
know
old
that
man in the
story
sea,
exactly.
Santiago.
Where the sharks take half his fish away, and
they left a skeleton.
Skeleton.
That was it. Spencer Tracy played him. And we saw the movie.
I seen that one. Yeah,
yes. His name was Santiago.
And you know what? You felt so bad for the guy too.
Yes.
Have either of you guys ever been down to Hemingway's house?
Yeah, I've
Florida,
seen it.
in Key West with all the cats with the like the bizarre 6 toes.
He
weird man.
He blew his brains out.
Yeah,
Ketchum, Idaho.
It's a neat house.
Okay.
Oh, the Idaho. Yeah, I've never been to the Idaho.
No, I've never seen that house.
Yeah,
I've seen his house in Oak Park, Illinois, too.
Yeah,
the Hemingway house.
Too, yeah,
he was kind of a tough guy. Did you know that?
Oh yeah.
No, I didn't know.
Yeah,
that.
you know, when between novels, he just grab a couple guys and they go in the basement and bare knuckle fight.
He would. Yeah,
I've
heard that.
No kidding.
Yeah,
really
he was a
fancied
badass.
himself a tough guy. Yeah. So I'm trying for my writing. Maybe I want you to punch me in the face.
That's what Armand's going to start doing at his house on the weekends. Hey guys, come
Was it-
over. Let's beat the shit out of each other.
Wasn't that on Raging Bull?
Absolutely, very good, very good.
Yeah.
I want you to punch me in the face.
I remember that. That's one of your favorite movies with Shorty.
Joe Pesci.
Yeah.
Want to give us a little Joe Pesci?
And go ahead, punch me in the fucking face.
No, he didn't. I'm not going to punch you in the face.
Yeah, no, De Niro says that.
I'll
yeah.
be De Niro.
Right.
I want you to punch me. Do me a favor. I want you to punch me in the face.
I'm not going to punch you in the face.
Wait. You punch me all the time. What? Will you take it up the ass? What? You punch like you take it up the ass.
You studied that script.
I love it. I've seen it. I don't know how many times. Great stuff.
By the way, I did check out you in Want to Be a Millionaire.
I got to see this.
It was really damn cool. I mean, the last question to be a millionaire, that was I thought you would have that
I have
because that was
about that question.
That was part of your era of movie.
That was horrible. You know, the more I look at it, the more I should have known that because the other choices weren't even Irving Berlin musicals.
Well, perhaps the laws of physics cease to exist on your stove.
Well, there you go.
There's our man.
Cousin Vinny. Yeah.
Right guy, wrong movie.
But that was good stuff.
But in any case,
he's actually a real gangster too. You know.
Well, I don't know about that. Here, you're saying some shit here. I'm going to have Joe Pesci and his crew after me.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'll tell you after.
Yeah, tell me
my
afterwards.
Story. It's too interesting.
But I know that Joe Pesci is into horse racing.
Oh, really?
He loves his horse racing. I guess every gangster.
Yeah, I guess all the wise guys do.
Yeah,
especially the fixed ones.
Well, they found the Rob Kennard's boat.
Oh, is that the headline?
Yeah, it was 70. There's $70,000 worth of damage on the boat, and it's on a beach in Grand Bahamas.
Yeah, that was because every once in a while you hear stories about these guys that don't have much experience in boating, and they get out there in the Atlantic, and you get caught in the whatever it is, the Gulf Stream or whatever, and they end up in Labrador.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting to know if the boat is a $80,000 vessel with $70,000 in damage, or if it's a $500,000 vessel with $70,000 in damage.
Well, I really would think it's probably $70,000 in the engine.
Yeah,
the engine on these things are about $50,000 to $70,000 to $100,000.
Yeah, I mean, what's $500,000 for? That sounds like a yacht, so I don't know.
No, it was a boat, but you know what? These engines cost a lot of jack. So
you know what the old saying is? The best aspect of owning a boat.
Yeah, the day you buy it and the day it sinks.
Yeah, the day you sell it. Yeah,
well, I amended that. Yeah, not too many happy boat owners.
It's just so much goddamn maintenance.
Yeah,
you
got to be
time.
Aristotle Onassis or something to have a boat and not worry about it all the time and dry dock it.
And even on the small boats, I mean, you spend massive amounts of money on fuel.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you got to get by with those Viking ships. They got like 15 guys on each side,
galley slaves,
and they keep getting whipped too. So
I don't think the Vikings had galley slaves.
No, I know that. I just threw that in.
Interestingly, neither did the Romans.
The Romans didn't have that. I thought the
when
Romans,
you see like Ben Hur and they're whipping. No, the Romans actually paid their that was like a soldier galley. They paid them and fed them, and they were actually they did not have galley slaves.
No. In the show, the Vikings too. No one gets whipped. I mean, these guys are Vikings.
Authentic.
Yeah.
Any Romans? No Romans in the galley either.
None in that one. But the show's great. Hey, there you go. He found it. This is the tune. This is the tune of the Vikings.
Oh, the theme?
Yeah.
Oh, how the hell did you? You've never even seen the show.
Yeah, I'd like to, though. It looks good. Now that I'm watching it on here.
Sounds good, too. I like that.
Yeah,
kind of a John Williams kind of.
I'm telling you right now, you guys would love this shit.
Now, did you watch Spartacus? Did you like that show?
No, I didn't, because you know what? That whole thing about, you know what I'm talking about. Really,
I couldn't deal with it.
Hey, how about them Bears?
I'm not against it. I don't,
No,
I'm not judging anyone, but
I didn't want to see it.
I'd like to see more, gladiatorial and less.
Yeah, you know what? I enjoyed everything to it, but it just seemed like it was more cinematic, to where you're not really seeing a lot of people fighting. It looked like it was computer generated with a lot of stuff. So.
Did you ever see the Vikings with Tony Curtis and Kirk Douglas?
I did see that one.
Remember?
I did see that one.
The Falcon pecked out Kirk Douglas's eye, and then they hacked off Tony Curtis's hand.
There were some cliff scenes in that one, too.
Well, they fought on that big, they fought at the top of that.
I remember that one.
That fort. It was great. Great movie.
In any case, what else is in the news here? We got, I don't know, this happened a couple days ago. This still freaks me out here. This Saudi cleric. Did you guys hear about the Sheikh? What were you going to say there, Chris? You were jumping on the mic there?
No, I was asking what his name was.
His name is Sheikh Bandar el-Kabari.
It sounds like an authentic Arab.
Yeah. He's an Arab.
Nothing phony about that name.
Nothing phony about that name. He's a cleric in Saudi Arabia. And he's come up with this wisdom of the Earth does not rotate the sun. The sun orbits the Earth.
Oh, right.
Well, in his words, this is what he came up with.
He's contradicting the heliocentric theory of the.
Oh, you can't contradict the heliocentric.
Well,
I mean, that's really setting yourself
Galileo,
right there.
Yeah, Galileo. They put him in jail for that.
Oh, definitely, he should have been put in jail.
Heresy.
As soon as I find out what the hell that all meant.
Heterodoxy.
Now, this is what he says here, okay? This is like a math question.
All right,
here we go.
Okay.
Now, open your mind here.
I'm going to take notes.
Here we go.
Try to figure
if
it out.
we leave Sharjah...
What the hell? Is
Sharjah,
that a city?
Sharjah Airport.
Sharjah, okay.
Sharjah. Sharjah.
Okay.
Sharjah. That's what it is. Fucking let me give you that name here. All right, let's go. If we leave Sharjah Airport on an international flight to China, the Earth is rotating, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, that's in the UAE. I gotcha.
Is that where it is?
Yeah,
Thank
UAE,
you.
yep.
Okay. United Arab Emirates.
Okay, but I don't know. He's just a Saudi cleric talking about
he's leaving. That's
Sharjah
the point, right?
Airport. If we leave Sharjah Airport on an international flight to China, the Earth is rotating, right? Okay.
Correct.
So if the plane stops in the air, wouldn't China be coming towards it?
Well, let's see. You're
According
heading
to him, true or not? He's saying to you, true or not?
It would be, yes. East to west, correct.
You're saying true.
Yeah, because the Earth rotates east to west.
All right. So then he says, if the Earth rotates on the other direction,
right,
the plane will not be able to reach China because China is also rotating on the plane rotates.
Yeah, but it's not that fast. The plane's going 600-something miles an hour. The Earth does not. I'm sure they take that into account.
No, it's just kind of wacky, man. I mean, you've never heard of anyone.
But what's that got to do with the sun being rotating around the Earth? Yeah. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that was his whole premises on the sun orbits.
I think what he's saying is that the way that we see it is wrong, and that the way an airplane is able to fly from Saudi Arabia to there is because the Earth is not rotating, because the sun is rotating around the Earth.
I get it. So, I think he's mistaken there.
I also think
I don't think I buy it.
Because every other scientist in the world disagrees with him. I'll go with every other scientist in the world.
Well, Chris, you ever heard that theory that if you keep going to a wall, theoretically you'll never reach it? And the theory being you get there halfway there, and you keep going, you get halfway there, and you keep going, but you never get there.
Yep.
Well, you're telling me we can't hit a goddamn wall?
Absolutely, because you just keep getting halfway there. Haven't you ever heard that old theory? That's a philosophical more than mathematical.
Yeah, well, you'd belong to the show.
How many Vikings on the head of a pin, etc. That sort of thing.
But my point, though, is how does Sheikh Bandar el-Kabari walk out of there, and some guy from the Saudi says, "Hey, man, really? Come on, babe." I mean, we just execute people left and right, and we're going to let you go on this one. I mean,
I can't see ISIS sitting around debating his astronomical calculations.
Well, no, this is the Saudi government. This is the Saudi government.
Well, them, I guess I could see. Well, their king just died.
His son took over, didn't he?
Correct, yeah. What an ugly family. Have you seen that bunch of... Wow.
Again, this isn't the Ochoman saying
just
this one.
That's just my judgment.
Jesus
You can reach
Christ.
Armand.
Yeah, reach Armand on that one.
Listen,
I
would
think the
trade
Saudi
places
family
with
is
him
beautiful.
anytime.
And
Trade places
also,
with his bank account.
speaking of bank account, check this out. Anderson Silva. This is really interesting here. Okay, January 9th. Okay, January 9th. He fails his drug test, anabolic steroids,
Of course.
and he goes on the fight January 31st. Okay,
Okay.
the results of this drug test come back February 3rd.
Wow, it took 3 weeks.
3
More
weeks.
with 3 weeks.
Weird how that works.
I
you
mean,
can go down to Walgreens and buy one that you can get the results of in an hour.
We'd know he was pregnant very quickly. That's quite a coincidence.
what the hell is that all about, my friends?
It's bullshit.
It's about money.
It's
I
bullshit.
assume.
It's about money. Honestly, if you go down to Walgreens or you go up to the doctor's office or you go over here to Quest Labs,
That's
anywhere,
22 days.
you can get a drug test today and have the results the same day.
This is 22 days of the urine sample
It's
sitting
bullshit.
around.
Especially a urine sample. I mean, a urine sample is they have instant indicator cups.
Right.
Immediate for any drug.
Now, this baseball
Did he win the
thing-
fight?
Yeah, he won the fight. He beat up Diaz.
But then they didn't take it away from him or anything for him testing positively? Or?
I don't know how this is going to go down, but did they take that fight away from him? Or
I mean, you look at Barry Bonds. I mean, post facto, he was, he's
but
still
in
paying
any case,
for that.
this is what I'm getting at here.
Yeah, what is
now,
the
now
point
in
here?
baseball.
That goes in the files. Are you ready? Let's get it all.
Oh, what the hell are you looking at? That ain't even part of the fucking script there.
Play the Viking music.
Yeah, that was
That's right before Anderson Silva was going to beat that guy's ass.
okay.
All steroided out.
Do you have any rancid urine music? Something apropos? I don't know what that would be.
Now in baseball.
Okay, what's the point?
My point is, now in baseball, you got the performance enhancing drugs that are mostly used for recovery, more or less, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Now, anabolic steroids that Silva took, now you're talking about a different ball game because you're talking about aggression. This is something that leads to aggression, mood changes, and so forth. So he had a clear-cut advantage in this fight against Diaz.
And recovery, too. He has to recover also
Okay.
from his practices.
Okay, now I want you to. This is very interesting here because I'm leading up to something on this one, not so contemporary, because the Golden Nugget in Atlantic City, the casino. Look this one up, Chris, for me if you can. It's the Golden Nugget Casino, and they just won a lawsuit from the New Jersey governor, or not the New Jersey governor, New Jersey court, saying that the deck was not being shuffled.
Yeah, unshuffled cards.
What?
$1.5 million.
$1.5 million. Chris, if you can look into the details of that.
Yep.
My point here is the court said Golden Nugget gets back the $1.5 million. And here's the thing about it. Here's what throws me off. Now, they're the ones that have the pit boss there that checks that shit out.
Right.
They got the cameras up above.
Remember casino? Sure. We got the guy watching the pit boss, the eye in the sky watching the guy who's watching the pit boss, etc.
Totally. So now how does this happen to where they say that's not right? They get their money back. The casino gets their money back off these 9/11 guys that sat there. Now the New Jersey Gaming Board said, no, that's not right. They should get their money.
You have to fill me in a little bit. There were some players there that won a certain amount of money
the
because
cards
Baccarat players. Is what they were
Baccarat
playing.
players.
Oh,
14
boy,
of
that's
them.
high stake.
14 of them.
And
Okay.
they won 41 straight hands.
Wow. That
41
is a,
straight
that is a
hands. Now,
coincidence.
Chris.
That defies
Right.
probability.
Okay, but why should I punish the guys they're playing? Because now
Sounds like they cheated. Because
How did they cheat?
The dealer didn't shuffle.
The dealer.
Yeah, I
did-
think it was his fault. It was the dealer. I don't think he was in on it or anything.
No.
The
The dealer screwed up. This thing's not shuffling. The pit boss isn't on this at all, and the cameras up above aren't stopping this. 41 straight hands that these guys are winning. So now they've upped their ante to $5,000 a hand.
Well, that's reasonable, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, they all started to up their bets.
Okay, my point here is why should those guys have to give that money back to the casino?
Well, I agree with you, but I don't know what that has to do with
here.
Okay.
The Silva fight.
Yeah.
That was
the wagers you're talking about?
The wagers, the guys that put their money on Diaz that night did not get a fair shake. So everyone that has a Diaz ticket should go back to that casino and say, I want my money back.
Well, you have a point, but I don't know if they'd win,
Well, they gave the money back to Golden Nugget. Why the hell not? No.
I think it makes sense. Yeah.
I mean, I threw you guys around from one corner to another, but that's where I'm leading to here, is anyone that bet on Diaz did not get a fair shake.
Yeah, they may actually have an action, I don't
Class
know.
action suit.
Well, hence the actual, the UFC and not the, and not the casino. I mean, I think it'd be hard to sue the sports book because how's the sports book to know?
UFC might be
I think if you could sue the UFC.
No. I'm suing the sports book just like the Golden Nuggets sued these guys.
Sue everybody. That's what the lawyers do.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, you got to
throw it against the wall.
You got to include all the defendants.
Sure, I'd sue you. I'd sue the Ochoman.
Yeah, I may sue the Ochoman.
Because he probably picked him. What if he made the pick? Do you have to be sued too? It's not your fault.
Well, if I did pick him in my podcast, I'm going through mental stress. I might have lost hundreds of people listening in that picking the wrong fighter.
So I think we should sue.
But what about all these people that
find that podcast that I picked Silva?
What about all these people that bet against, say, the San Francisco Giants? What about the San Francisco Giants when Barry Bonds was allegedly taken? Where does it end?
Well, that's a good point too, because now Golden Nugget just opened up something for everybody. I think.
I don't know. I mean.
Blow it out your ass. I think it's
going to
not
depend
fair.
on the specifics of the judge's ruling because I believe
how
what
the
happened.
fuck does the judge give that money back to Golden Nugget? Golden Nugget's got a pit boss behind that dealer. Hasn't he figured this out by the 6th time these guys are winning, saying, hey, you know what? What's going on here? They shouldn't be winning 6 in a row now, 10 in a row now, 20 in a row. After the 15th time, you're like, you know what, let's pull the plug on this table. 41 times in a row. Are you fucking kidding me?
Well, and I believe what happened, which makes this even more interesting, is that the original judge that heard it in the trial said, sided with the gamblers and said, no, you get to keep your money. So the casino then appeals, on appeal, the higher court then rules in favor of the casino.
Wow.
Now, here's another thing,
I don't
too.
agree with that either. I'm with you. I don't think you should have to
Here's
give money
another
back.
thing, too, on this. These guys had to pay taxes on this to walk out of there.
Well, I would assume, I'm sure they did, but I'm sure if you give the money back,
then what?
Well, you receive your taxes back, I'm sure.
Oh, you're sure about that?
Absolutely. That's my
as
crazy as it sounded, judge, that's my opinion.
As crazy as it sounded that Golden Nugget gets their money, I don't know if these guys get back anything.
Well, you remember that? Remember that scene in Casino? Remember when he fired the guy? Momo, that's 3 in a row. We hit.
Yeah, that was
must have been billions.
That was the governor's son,
right?
Wasn't he?
Well, that's what started all his
or
trouble.
Nephew.
Yeah, he's about as useless as a tit on a bull. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was stupid. That was Jimmy Dean or whatever. That actor. He was the guy that was on TBS, did Dinner in a Movie or whatever. Remember that?
No,
actually kind of a funny guy, tall, lanky, kind of rube looking guy.
What are you looking up there, Chris? More on the story?
The actor? The actor from Casino.
Find it, though.
Yeah.
I wonder if they gave back. I bet the casino didn't give back that money. De Niro wouldn't do that. He'd
chop your fucking hands off.
Yeah, he'd hit you with a hammer. What'd he do for pulling the one-armed bandit there?
Well,
So anyway, you think they should be allowed to keep the money?
Yeah, I think they should be allowed to keep the money, and you know what? That's the casino's fault, totally 100%. It's the fault. I think the card deck or something. The machine was from Kansas City or some shit like that.
No, there you go.
Golden Nugget now turns around and says we paid $1.5 million. Now we're suing Kansas City.
Well, they would probably sue the producer of the card shuffling machine, I guess. Yeah, right? Everybody gets sued.
That's who I would go after,
well,
not the guys that. Because the guys that just sat there and they kept playing.
If they have to pay back these people,
how the hell do they even find these guys?
I don't know. I don't know either. Well, they probably have to sign if they win that much
over
money.
A certain amount. Yeah, you have to show your ID
for income tax. You just said it. Yeah, I'm sure they took that down.
Wrong way in the way that I do it.
That's casino. Very
Exactly.
man, this guy, what a repertoire he
He's
has.
excellent, isn't he?
Well, did you hear about, speaking of people ripping people off, did you hear about that $900 million bank robbery?
No.
All with computers.
No
They hacked
shit.
into the
Well,
banks.
I can
That's the
see
way to
that.
do it now.
They said Ochoman's got, for instance, Ochoman's got $1,000 in account. They would put another $9,000 in your account, make it $10,000.
Right.
Then they take $9,000 out. So you wouldn't complain because you still have $1,000 in there.
Yeah, of course. It's brilliant.
Yeah. And the bank doesn't know.
Who was it? Who
Yeah,
did the
who
hacking? Was it the
knows?
Russian hackers?
Russians and
Yeah,
Chinese,
that's-
right?
yeah.
Well, wait.
Nigerians are always in on this sort of thing.
Yeah, Nigerians are in.
So nobody complained.
Haitians.
Speaking of that, I've got an email I wanted to run by you guys. I got from this prince.
Go ahead. Let's hear it.
I had somebody on Match.com trying to scam me that way.
Really?
Yeah, she said that she was actually she said she was in Qatar, I believe, and so when you get back to the area, let's go out. She's okay, and then a couple of days later, she said, I lost my purse. Someone stole my purse. And I said, well, why don't you go to the consulate, get your passport. He goes, could you do me a favor? And I knew that something was wrong because she spelled favor Favour. That's the British spelling.
British.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So,
Wait.
So she wanted me to send her $700 to get home. I swear to God, that's a true story. I didn't do it.
So you're telling me if this favor was spelled F-A-V-O-R?
Yes, I would have sold her. I would have sent her the $700.
Oh,
but she put a U in it, so that was it.
So you threw it off there.
No, I actually said, well, as long as you're in the Middle East, send me a picture of you in a burqa. And I get back. I swear, I get back a text. What's a burqa?
Oh, Christ.
So I mean, it's
Christ.
just that's really lousy scamming. I mean, you really got to do your homework.
Man, I know. If you want
That's
to run
horrible.
if you want to run a good scam today, you got to
Yeah,
know what
come
the
on,
fuck's
you got to be
going
on your
on.
toes.
Speaking of scams, remember when we used to go out? You had that fucking buddy of yours.
You're never going to let me. That had to be 15, 20 years ago.
Dude, I'll tell you this,
was
Chris.
great.
Let me tell you this.
Yeah, tell
we,
the story.
we went out, me, him, and this Roscoe guy.
Oh, you gotta mention his name?
It bothers me whenever I even mention his name.
I was going to say a friend.
Yeah, well,
anonymous friend.
Anonymous friend, my ass.
We were at the Ramada Inn, if you're going to give all the details. Ramada Inn.
Okay, Ramada Inn, too. And I'm hitting on these girls. I'm having a great time.
And doing very well.
Very well. Very well. Indeed.
They really ate him up sophisticated. You should have seen him. You wouldn't recognize him.
Yeah, I look.
What does that mean?
I
That
look
means
better
not
back
now?
then.
I mean, he had his game on that night. He had a little glass of what was it, schnapps or something.
I don't know
Courvoisier.
what I was drinking, but in any case, I'm doing really well here.
5-star Hennessy.
Yeah.
So next thing you know, his buddy that we got coming along with us. By the way, he wasn't even supposed to be coming with us. So.
Yeah, he just materializes. He's one of those guys.
So he comes up, and as I'm talking to this girl, he says,
Well, wait a minute. I think didn't she mention something
Well,
about her back hurting or something?
Yeah,
that
yeah,
started.
so-
yeah, Jono's holding her hand. Ocho Man's holding her hand.
Yeah, I'm holding her hand here, and we're just kicking back in a corner talking, and next thing you know, this slug comes by.
Slug.
And he's unemployed. I think he.
Wait a minute. No.
What was he doing? You tell me.
Well, tell the story. Tell
Well,
what happened.
I don't want to. I put his name out there, so
She mentioned that her back or her neck was hurting, and my friend said, "Well, I'm a chiropractor. Let me tend to that." And starts adjusting, etc., groping, and the
Chris.
adjusting turned into groping, and the groping turned into fondling.
Chris, his car has pulled up in the chiropractor parking lot. That's as close as he's been to
Doctors
chiropractor.
only. So anyway, he took the girl. Needless to say, Ocho Man was shorn of his woman. And then he goes,
I don't know about shorn, but I was damn pissed. I'll tell you that.
Well, you were deprived of her company.
Right, I had everything going.
So after he leaves, he says, "Listen," because he knew I was a doctor. I guess he assumed that since I was a doctor, this guy was too. And he said, "Listen, I don't want you bringing that doctor friend of yours again." And I said, "That guy is not a doctor. He works at 7-Eleven. That guy's jerking big dogs."
He worked at 7-Eleven.
Yeah. Oh, you should have seen
Hey,
this.
he must have been a hell of a scammer,
Okay,
though.
of course.
If they bought
She
it.
wasn't exactly bright, this
Yeah,
gal.
that's true.
Pretty,
She's
but not
at the
bright.
Ramada Inn.
Yeah. Okay, so there you go. And then that's what made him even more mad, because he'd been outsmarted, see. He didn't mind losing to a legitimate chiropractor.
Yeah, I didn't mind that.
But a faux chiropractor.
Chiropractor.
Yeah.
The one that you would say, "Hey, he
was a chiromancer
My
is what he
my cherry Slurpee's not filling up all the way."
Yeah, one of those.
I'll get right on it, sir.
Yeah, that's about as complicated as job got. Figuring out which end of the mop to use on the floor.
Yeah.
And he took her
That can
away.
be a
It was
difficult
beautiful.
problem.
It is. It's a conundrum.
And it just shows how materialistic they were back then because I was in real good shape.
No,
back
it's got
then,
worse,
man.
though.
Isn't that
It's got
horrible?
worse.
Yes.
It's
I don't think
worse
it's getting
now.
better.
I
mean,
I think it's worse.
Yeah,
Hey.
Jono's not in as good a shape.
Tell them how good of a shape I was back then,
Wow.
Chief.
Oh, God.
I've seen
you were
the pictures.
beautiful. You were
He
beautiful.
was a specimen
beautiful.
of male anatomy.
You could have been another Billy Conn. What movie is that from?
Billy Conn, who's that one? Can't you use like a
That was from-
Schwarzenegger or
Well, I'll
something?
give you another line from it, and then you'll know. I could have been a contender. I could have been somebody instead of a bum, which is what I am, let's face it.
Who's that now? That was
Rocky?
Raging Bull
Oh,
again?
Raging Bull. That's right.
Marlon Brando.
Yeah,
Oh, Marlon Brando. Hey, sorry.
Wow. On the waterfront. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets a fight in a big outdoor stadium. I get a one-way ticket to Palookaville.
Yeah. Oh no, I
Famous,
remember
famous
that.
one.
And did I mention your? What was that?
my
What was
movie
that?
again?
Yeah, that movie.
I haven't finished my script. I got to go home and finish that today.
You're still not done with
I
that?
can't. I don't like the ending. I got to do the ending again.
I kind of got. You told me outside of here that they wrote to you about the script that you didn't like.
Oh, a
and
script that I read for a director once in a while, and she
Man,
some terrible slasher movie. Somebody sent her.
Now that
Horrible.
wasn't the person that wrote it sending that to you.
No.
Oh, good.
He sent it to her to direct it.
Because son of a bitch, this person would have jumped off a bridge. What you wrote?
It was tedious, disjointed, jejune. I used adjectives like that. It was absolutely horrible.
So it was bad, basically.
I may have gotten one of his words for today on that one. Jejune.
Hey,
That's
speaking of
childlike,
that,
puerile.
hey, you know what? I like to throw that game out there again.
Already? Wow. Okay.
Why not? I mean, we're still
Sure.
talking after that too.
Sure.
It's
Segue
not-
into that. Go ahead.
Let's go
You
do
wanna
it.
let-
I mean, I'm really into this.
You want
now.
to let Chris have first shot again?
Yeah, Chris, give us some.
Oh,
There it is.
I'm just going to
That's-
leave it on so it feels legit, just real low.
okay. Just right.
All right, here, guys. I got 3 words again, and you guys.
Okay, Bob.
Now, back to you.
Now let's think about that. How do we do this? Because if he says that word, what it means,
I'd be astounded.
no.
Thanks,
okay.
Dick.
All right. Let's go to the first word.
Don't
then.
worry about
I don't
it.
think
Yeah,
we'll have a
don't
problem
dwell,
with
yeah,
that.
don't dwell on absurdities.
Our first word here is garrulous. Garrulous.
Oh, I know what Carol
He
is.
may know that one.
All right, let's go to you then, Chris. It's GARRULOUS.
I think you can get that one.
If I turn that on, does that mean I don't have to answer? I can't think of it.
I'll give you a hint.
I don't want to leave all the dead air.
The Ochoman is rather garrulous.
Amazing. Outstanding. Spectacular.
I
don't know. I
I
don't
should
remember
just
what it
give
means.
it to him on that. Well, so what's it mean?
Talkative, very talkative.
Oh, okay.
Excessively talkative. All right.
you
Good. Armand gets on the board first here.
That was beneath me. That was easy.
What a dick.
He is a prick,
Very
isn't he?
facile,
What a dick.
please.
Our next word here is. We'll start you off again, Chris. All right.
Let's embarrass Chris
Yeah,
first.
let's
yes.
just
Obdurate.
shit all over me today.
Obdurate. Good word. That's a good
Obdurate.
one. That's tough. though.
Obdurate.
That's tough.
We're going into obdurate now.
Boy, the music. Yeah, he's cranking up the music again. Oh, there he's got. Wow. That's what I thought he'd play.
Obdurate.
Obdurate. I'm going to go with obdurate means
Sean Connery, and obdurate means
Bert.
Virginia.
Pussy.
I'll go with he shit for 5,000. I'll go with obdurate means
Hurry it up here. We're trying to get this show going here.
let's say uninvolved.
Well, it's close, but I can't give you
I
that
would
one.
say it's intractable. It's unmoving. It's obdurate.
That was close.
Obdurate defiance.
Obdurate means unmoved by persuasion
Absolutely, yes.
and
Unmoving.
pity.
Pitiless, yes.
All right,
Obdurate.
2-0.
Good word.
there.
Remember that one. I use that in scripts once in a while.
And our third word here,
Of course, I get rejected.
going
but
back to Chris, is ubiquitous.
Pardon me.
Ubiquitous.
I think you're going to have to spell
ubiquitous.
that. Ubiquitous?
UBIQ.
Oh, ubiquitous.
Ubiquitous. That's
Okay.
what I said.
You know that.
Yeah, I know you.
You weren't even
Oh,
close.
blow it out your ass. I said it really good.
Well, you have a cold. It might have been that.
Yeah,
might
it's
have been
my
the
cold.
mucus.
It's my cold.
And
Believe
large
it or
lymph
not,
nodes.
hold on,
Well,
because I need this to be real.
You know
This
one.
one I actually know.
Come on, you're a Mizzou graduate, for love of God.
I'm sure if
You'll answer despite
no,
that.
I'm sure if any of the grad school professors I had hear this, they'd be thinking you're
What'd
an
you
idiot.
major in?
Integrated marketing.
Oh.
So
What is
integrated marketing.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
So
is that calculus? What is that?
So ubiquitous is like appearing everywhere.
Very good.
Boom.
That's right.
Boom.
That's right.
You know what?
Omnipresent.
I'm
Yes.
gonna existing or being everywhere.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very
Hey,
good.
1 for 3.
Hey, that's not
it's
bad.
better than I did on most of those grad school tests.
That's really good.
And I tell you what, I use these 3 words
In a
on the whole
sentence?
premises for our show. I thought all 3 of these
We're
are
garrulous,
part of us.
obdurate. Yeah, absolutely.
So I thought it was pretty good. There.
Well, I hope we're ubiquitous sometime.
And our bonus question, Chris, you're still in this. You're still in this, babe.
Still in it.
He's got a
Okay.
shot.
My big bonus question here is 1952, February 20th is the day. Today, February 20th
Right.
is the first black umpire in organized baseball certified. What's his name?
Oh, jeez.
Oh my God.
That's
Well, this I'm not even gonna.
Yeah,
not even gonna feel bad about missing.
and not necessarily even in the major leagues, right?
He was a certified baseball umpire, the first one ever.
Probably in the minors somewhere. Oh,
But you know what? It's still a big deal.
well, I think so.
It's still
yeah.
a big deal. They talk about Jackie Robinson. What about the first umpire?
Rob Giroux.
I don't know, Rob Giroux.
Well, who was the first black player in the American League? Do you know that?
In the American.
In the
Hey,
American
don't,
League.
don't fucking change the subject
Yeah,
here.
I'm
I'm
trying.
looking at
I'm trying
umpire
to divert him here. I'm trying to be desultory.
Well, tell me that after this answer. You guys got it?
I give up. No.
What about you?
I give up. I said Rob Giroux.
Rob Giroux. No, it's Emmett Ashford.
Oh, I've heard that name. Okay.
So of course you heard that
Emmett
name.
Ashford,
A
sure.
Man of your intelligence should know this
No,
name.
I'd have known that. Okay. Well, I think that was a major league then, because I thought it might have been the minors or something.
1952.
Yeah, Emmett
the
Ashford.
first black umpire organized in baseball.
If I had a
certified.
multiple choice, I would have gotten that. And the first American League black player was Larry Doby.
Larry Doby.
Larry Doby.
Well, of course, you can't go wrong with Larry Doby. What else happening out there? You got anything going on, fellas?
Well, the Academy Awards are coming up. I think we were talking about
We
that.
were. Yeah.
What's the deal on that? The big what is that? That monument
That
or
picture he showed us of somebody on their knees snorting
that's what
cocaine.
I was about to bring that up. Have you guys heard
Yeah,
of this?
please do.
So-
put that on our site too.
Yeah, it'll be on Ochoman.com.
Yeah, that's obscene.
Ochoman behind the 8 ball, right?
You want to explain
Well,
what
yeah,
that
it's
is?
Ochoman.com, behind the 8 ball.ochoman.com.
Okay.
It all goes to the same
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
So all you are all, familiar with the Oscar statue, right? The gold.
Right, he's standing in the
gold
complete-
statue.
Right,
Exactly.
13 inches tall, weighs 8.5 pounds.
Sure.
And it was named
You
by
got-
Elizabeth Herrick because it looked like her Uncle Oscar.
Three
Anything
of them-
else you'd like to know?
3 of them on your mantle, right? Exactly. Is that how
Well,
you know you measure
I've
them
got-
every day?
I've got
Okay.
spaces
Yeah.
waiting.
He dusts them every day.
I've got a picture of Mother that I'm just can't wait to break and put an Oscar in her place.
So, an artist, and I'm going to use that term loosely.
Artiste.
Yeah, exactly. A lot more. Yes, exactly. It's more of a
Well, I tell you
more
what,
of that than an artist.
I better get one of these
So-
after my movie.
So on Hollywood Boulevard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're 3 days away from the Oscar. There is a giant replica of the Oscar statue, which if you hear that anytime, it would sound normal. They're promoting the Oscars. However, with this Oscar statue, is on his hands and knees snorting a giant line of cocaine.
No, what's the cocaine? Is that a powder that's like a hard substance there too?
Yeah,
or-
it's just something that is
And it's
formed
white?
to look like. Oh yeah, and he's got something in his hand to snort it with and everything.
You're fucking
No.
kidding.
Oh, he's
so,
got the little straw or whatever.
Does have a straw.
Wow,
It's either
my
a straw
God,
or a rolled up bill in his hand.
yeah, it's probably a $5.
Yeah,
no,
that's
it's Hollywood.
unbelievable.
It's a 10.
Always use something over a 20.
So they're kind of making it out to be that's part of the
it is a
Hollywood
bill.
scene.
That's
it is a
Tinseltown,
bill
buddy.
and a mirror.
Let's
Oh, there it
see.
is.
Yeah, so this will be
Oh,
on
yeah,
Ochoman.com.
you have the cocaine
That's
there.
great.
What's is that a credit card by the cocaine? Oh, he did actually.
It's a black card. It's an Amex black card.
Holy
to-
shit.
to do the
That is perfect.
separation.
Oh my God, that is perfect.
They even got
Wow.
graphic with that
Attention
too.
to detail. You have to give him credit for that.
and it's the placard on it says Hollywood's best party.
Oh my God, dude!
Amazing.
That's amazing. That really is. So now that's going to be stuck out there now forever, or what?
Yeah, it's just on display. It's It's amazing. It'll be on Ochoman.com and Behind the Eight Ball on Facebook.
I tell you what, man. When I was out there last year, I had the best fucking time. And L.A. is such a beautiful place, man. You got anything you want to do, you can find it out in L.A.
Well, that's why people go there. Mountains, ocean, desert, big city.
The highway now, that's another story.
The traffic. It's horrible. The 405 going from West Hollywood to the Valley.
You're right.
It's the busiest piece of road in the United States.
In the United States, yeah. It's insane. That
and they just widen the lanes, but it's still bad.
You know what has always amazed me about the highways in Los Angeles, especially the 101 in between like let's say Hidden Hills or Thousand Oaks, from there all the way to
What, the 405?
Pasadena.
All the way.
It's awful. The in the mornings, in the evenings, even at the middle of the night, it's awful. But I believe the reason why it's so awful, there are no shoulders. The road has no shoulders. So if there's an accident,
the 101.
Yeah, the 101 has no shoulders. So if there's an accident, it
Right.
just stops everyone.
Well,
It's
they do have
insanity.
that the passenger lane there.
Well, but they'd probably give you a
Carpool
ticket if you
lane.
pull over the
Yeah.
carpool lanes.
If you have a hybrid or like what you have, you don't have to have anyone in the car to drive in it.
Really?
You get a special sticker, and you're able to drive in that
Why
in
is that?
lane alone. Because it's
because
encouraging
you're-
people to use an
right.
eco-friendly car.
Because you're saving the world from global warming, and we think we should reward you for that.
I don't know why you
It's a
don't
haven
believe
for
that.
leftists.
Because something called physics.
Hey, have you come up with anything that?
I believe that Arab who thought the Earth rotates around the sun, well, it does. I guess it's the other way around. I believe that.
No.
before I believe global warming.
He's made a real good fucking concept of this by the China. While the plane standing still in there, China would hit it or some shit.
Well,
like
I had a friend that jumped the lines. Those two lines between the carpool lane and the regular lanes.
Right.
They hit him for like $270 for doing that, and he was by himself. They hit him for $270, so it was a $540 ticket.
You're kidding.
And this is about 10, 12 years ago, so I don't know what it is now.
Right,
It's one hell of a
busting
violation.
balls there.
They annihilated the guy.
Oh,
$540.
He probably had a cell phone on too. That's another couple hundred.
They don't
tolerate
cotton to
that.
that sort of thing over
They
there.
don't tolerate that.
But Los Angeles, when you were obviously you were in the nut business out there, but
But you know what? I got a friend out
Wait a
there
minute.
that's into the pot business too.
the pot business.
Oh God,
Oh,
it's
that's big.
striving.
Medical,
out
I
there.
hope.
Yeah. Well, everything's medical.
I
now.
worked in a clinic where
If you go over to
we had a guy.
If you go over to Sherman Oaks area, there are a lot of girls over there also in the nut business.
Yes,
you know what I
well,
mean?
Oh, you crazy guy, you.
We had a
Chris.
guy that used to come to my clinic on Mondays,
Right.
which is a day I definitely didn't want to see patients because this was THC day, and the place was packed. They were waiting outside, $50 for every prescription. Now he didn't dispense the stuff; he gave the prescriptions, but then he'd leave and go to another clinic. He did. You can
Is
imagine.
it that easy to
Absolutely
get a prescription?
All you had to say, I have migraine, I have a headache, I have glaucoma, what you name it.
So it makes it real easier on the doctor to make a couple
Sure.
bucks too. Everyone's
A couple
happy on
bucks.
this one.
Oh man, I mean,
I'll bet
you
the guy
see
made $3,000 in the morning very easily.
You see the billboards everywhere that have like the doctor and then the huge like the
It's got a
leaf
green
behind him.
cross.
the pot leaf behind him. Even I've seen the ads. The
wonderful.
doctor standing there in his lab coat, all serious with his arms crossed, like he would be in like the 100 best doctors in America, and behind him is a giant Photoshop pot leaf.
Well, in a town where they have someone snorting coke is symbolic
Yeah,
of their biggest event.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
true.
we pretty
That's
much
true.
get that. Have
That's
you seen any of
true.
these Oscar contenders? Any of these movies?
Which one?
Well, I just read Whiplash. I read the script last night.
You didn't see it?
No, I haven't seen it. I read the script.
What about you, Chris? You seen that one?
No, I have not seen that one.
I saw The Theory of Everything.
I've seen American Sniper. I haven't seen.
I
any of
don't
these
know
others,
that one gambling movie.
I saw
Didn't make
Boyhood.
it.
Have you seen that?
That's
Armand?
the
You seen
favorite.
Boyhood?
I haven't. I've got the script. I'm going to read it when I get home.
It was good. It was. I mean, I wasn't blown away, but it was interesting. It's just. I think it's interesting simply because it's actually, like they spanned over like 9 or 10 years or whatever it was with the same kids.
I'm astounded that anybody even come up with that. Could you imagine somebody coming up with this concept? Listen, we're going to shoot a film. It's going to take 12 years.
Yeah, you got to have some juice to get
12
that.
years.
Something like that. Every year we're going to take a little shot because you actually see this kid grow up.
Yeah, and it's
You're
real.
kidding.
No,
It's not the same kid.
All the
It's the
same
kid.
kids.
He grows up.
And all the
before your
same
very eyes.
actors, yeah.
Same actors.
Yeah.
They get old and fat just like we do.
That's what I mean. When he walked into Sony or whoever it was,
Who
who made
pitched
it,
that?
he that's what I mean. Had to have something on the guy he was pitching it to get that made.
Yeah, can you imagine? I mean, and that gets made in my movie, which is just pure genius.
Hey, we got to come up with a movie, man.
Why? Don't tell my invention though.
No.
The
That
invention's gonna make us
invention.
a lot of money.
He told me about his invention, Chris. We're gonna put this in the wrap right now, but we're kind of excited about this show.
I'm ready for it.
You want part of this?
I'm in.
You want to buy in?
I'm in.
What do you think? 50 grand buy in?
Yeah,
Like the
50
Shark
grand.
Tank?
Yeah, that
How
sounds
much
good.
equity does?
You ever
does
watch
that
Shark
get me?
Tank?
I like that show.
I love Shark
That's a good
Tank.
show.
I love that show.
If you're an entrepreneur, it's a
I like
really good
Mr.
show.
Wonderful. He doesn't cut. Boy, he lets him have it.
You know that.
I think you like the gal.
No, I like what's his name,
Cuban?
the owner of the Dallas
Cuban,
Cuban. Yeah,
Mark Cuban.
Mark Cuban. I'm a big fan of him.
I liked him. I liked him a lot on Entourage. Did you ever watch Entourage?
I
on
did, but
HBO?
I didn't know he was on
Yeah,
that.
he did. Like, he wasn't on it all the time, but I think the last
How did he
couple
make his
seasons,
money?
maybe.
Where did his money come from?
From the internet.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
not an internet guy.
He put up a bid, got an internet site going, boom, it took off.
Why didn't we think of that?
Yeah, and all that shit came
What's
to be
this
around in
internet?
95.
Yeah.
Yeah, that commercial.
95, 96.
What were you doing in 95?
95, 96. I was listening to alternative music, and
I know what you were doing in 85.
what was I
Well,
doing?
you were working for me. at
Oh,
the
yeah,
pizza place.
the pizza place. I worked out of high school.
Yeah, speaking of which, remember that gal that you had Congress with and her father?
Oh, goddamn. You got to bring that one up.
Tell Chris about that.
Well, yeah, here, dude, this could have happened to anyone, all right? Chris,
No, it
check this
couldn't.
out.
No,
I'm ready for it.
It could only happen to a garrulous person like Ochoman.
I took this girl. We were doing summer school together because we were both fucking dumbasses. Couldn't make it in regular class, so we had
Remedial classes.
yeah. And
Yeah, why don't you
Anyway.
rub it in, Armand.
anyway,
Well, the man thinks, Herman Melville wrote The Old Man and the Sea.
blow out your ass! I knew what was happening. I was just having fun. All right. Anyway, in any case, so I met this girl in summer school, and you know what? We decided to go to the levee.
In Granite?
In Granite, and
Levy.
we parked our car, and
Well, before you did that, though, he came to me for a little fatherly advice at this time.
Makes sense.
I was the manager of this pizza place, and he was one of my drivers. And
right,
he
go
said,
ahead,
this
tell him.
girl, I think she likes me. What should I do about it? And I
Yeah,
said,
mind you, I'm a sophomore in high
right,
school
and
now.
me being the kind avuncular person you know me.
It's
as.
like
I said,
Fast
Gotcha.
Times
you
at
dumb
Ridgemont
schmuck,
High.
Screw the hell out of her. What's the matter with you?
Yeah, he did tell me
Smack
that.
him in the head.
Words that I never forgot.
Something like that. I think
Yeah.
it's verbatim. You
Okay,
dumb Armenian.
I
What's
was
the matter with you?
I was playing football too at the time, and that's all I kept thinking about was
Yeah,
football.
he thought it'd make his legs weak or something.
No.
these
Here's
myths.
what happened. So it's my first time,
Right.
and we go out there. We have fun
At the
okay?
levee.
Yeah,
At the levee.
At the levee. Took the Chevy to the levee, but the levee's
Can you get that one? Little Don McLean? Okay.
no. And in any case, it became Saturday, right
well-
after our Friday game or something shit like
yeah,
that.
but tell Chris what you did after this.
Well, okay.
You
Well,
told everybody.
I went
He's
around.
bragging to everybody.
I'm bragging. I feel like I did something.
like he won the Heisman Trophy or something.
I'm now a buck. I'm now a buck.
So he told everybody in town.
Oh, told everybody at school.
At work,
Now
everybody at work.
I got a credit card that says I got laid. So in any
Puts on
case,
a T-shirt.
yeah, I made
Got a
bumper
hat.
stickers.
Yeah, puts on his license plate.
All right, enough.
All right, yes,
enough. Stifle yourself.
He trumpeted. He rhapsodized about what he had just done.
All right. Let me get to the
All right,
fucking
yeah.
story. So next thing you know, I'm at Baskin Robbins with my buddies and just kicking back, and in walks this guy. I'm thinking this guy is just admiring my football game that I had Friday
you
night.
You thought it was an admirer, a fan.
I honestly thought it was the press record from Granite City.
The Ochoman fan club. The
and
president.
they're going to do a write-up on me. And he comes up to me.
Autograph seeker.
He comes up to me. He goes, "Are you John Okabinjian?" Oh, well, great. I just gave my whole name out
we
there.
weren't supposed to do that.
Yeah, we weren't.
But
in any case, that's it. All right. I go, "Yes, sir, I am." And he goes,
is before you were the Ocho Man.
Right.
Man.
And so he goes, "Can I talk to you outside?" He takes me outside. And
now, at this point, you're still thinking this is
I'm thinking
some sort of...
Yeah, he doesn't want to stand in there.
You have no idea what this is about.
No, because now I'm thinking that he's going to want to know about that third down that I spanked the ball down and all this shit. Nothing. Okay. So this guy says, "Do you know who I am?" And I go, "Well, you're the press, aren't you?" He goes, "No, stupid. That's my car. That's my daughter. That's the whole family."
Right,
in that
Grandma
car.
and everybody was in there, right?
Everyone's in this big Cadillac-looking car. And I go, "Holy shit." And then he goes, "Did you say you
You saw the girl.
Yeah, I seen her sitting there.
Now all of a sudden you know what's coming.
He says to me, "I'm a detective."
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And he goes, "That's my daughter." And I'm not going to give her name. And so next thing you know, he
Very
says,
conservative.
"Did you have sexual intercourse with my daughter?" And I looked at him, and I thought that meant putting it in the butt or some shit.
Listen to this answer.
I go, "No, sir, I just fucked her."
Oh, my God.
Yeah, can you imagine?
I mean, that was crazy shit. But I'm telling you, it was so frightening there.
I swear that's what he said, too, because he told me
That
right
is
after it
amazing,
happened.
man.
What an answer, huh?
To have this on video.
And he said,
Sexual intercourse? I just fucked her.
I said, "No, sir, I thought that meant putting it in the butt." And I go,
Oh, you said to him?
No. Afterwards,
Oh.
I'm like, I was really terrified. He said, "Did you have sexual intercourse with my daughter?"
Yes.
And I said, "No, sir, I just fucked her." And
amazing.
he looked at me. He looked back at his car, like, to this girl, and he's like, "I can't believe you had sex with this idiot." And I was like, I got my hand. He goes, "Look here, I don't ever want to hear you or see you around my kid again. You got that?" I go, "Hey, that's fine with me. I'm done with her anyway."
This guy was a cop.
This was a
detective.
Yeah, this guy was a
I didn't
cop.
know that.
That's amazing.
And you never did, I assume.
I never even came around her again.
Well, then he came back to me, and he told me this story, and he says, "It's all your fault."
It was your fault.
And I was like, "What? I didn't
Why
tell
didn't you tell me
to-
about sexual intercourse meant screwing?"
Not that. I told you don't. I didn't say to
Wait,
spread it all around and put it in the paper.
I was
et
kind of
cetera.
happy about it, you know.
Oh,
I
you
was
tell your
kinda
friends,
happy,
but not
you know? I mean,
everybody.
I thought that could get me in future in the door with other chicks. Actually,
And look how you turned out.
Yeah, they kind of got scared for me for that
Can you
whole
imagine
year.
that? I mean, Baskin Robbins and the whole family pulls up in the station wagon or whatever. And
They just sat there and they're looking
I
at
mean, they
me.
had several generations, right? Grandma was there. Everybody.
It was one of those old time Cadillacs
How
too.
did that
back
go
in
over?
It didn't go too well. I'll
What
tell
was
you
she,
that.
You were 16. She was 16. Something like 14.
Well, something like that. We were both sophomores, so I don't know.
Then you could have been 18 when you were a sophomore.
Dick. Anyway, my friends, what else you got, man? You got anything going
Stories
on this
about you?
weekend? Yeah, stories about me.
Well, I'm going to watch the Oscars, of course. I think I don't know. I think the favorite's probably that Boyhood. Probably
Yeah, I think it probably is.
Was it that good though? I didn't see. I got the script. I'm going to read it when I get
I mean,
home.
it was good. It was entertaining. I mean, it was well done, and I think the writing was good. But I mean, it wasn't the
Did you see The
most
Theory of
exciting
Everything?
movie. No, I haven't seen it. I really
Did you?
want to
Did you
that
see
movie.
it?
No.
It's about Stephen Hawking.
Yeah.
And it wasn't bad, but so there's only
that's
so
sort of
much you can
depressing.
watch a guy have ALS and
Yeah.
drool all over it. Drool
Yeah.
his peas out, and and try to get up a flight of stairs. I mean, it was a
How about,
very protracted display of complete incapacitation.
How about Birdman? Have you seen Birdman?
No, I have that script too. I'm going to read that. I heard Keaton's probably the favorite to win Best Actor.
Keaton is.
No,
Michael Keaton.
I love Michael Keaton.
Or maybe, but no, actually, I think it is the guy that played Stephen Hawking. You know how it is. You want to win an Academy Award, you either play a drunk or a gay guy.
Is that even
or-
legit? Is that
No,
even
did
legit?
you, did you see that? Speaking of which, actually, apparently a lot of these, that just came out in L.A. I don't know if it came out everywhere else. It was in the L.A. Times. A lot of these Academy members, right, the people that pick these awards,
Right.
the winners, these are old farts that have been around forever, and they really don't care anymore, and they don't even see the pictures. So you know what they do? They give it to their Mexican maids or bus boys or whatever to fill out for them.
Really?
Yeah, there's a big scandal about that they're not even bothering to vote or see the movies.
You know
so
what?
even the Academy Awards are tainted.
Yeah, I don't doubt
Now,
that at all.
if you made a pick on an Academy Award and you found that out, you think you have to give the money back?
Well, to be honest, I think that's horseshit there too. Anything like that, man. I think the bettors should get their money back. No.
Well, how about the stock market? I mean, you know me, I play the stock market.
You play the stock market.
I
What
do
do
the stock market.
What do you got in stocks, man?
Well,
Before I give my picks right now,
this is for entertainment purposes only.
Yes.
I like the biotechs. Celgene.
Yeah.
Regeneron.
Amgen.
Very good. Any of those are pretty good, but I'd wait for them to back up a little bit. They're a little overpriced right now.
Yeah, that's the way to go about it right now.
And
huh?
same thing with Apple. If you get into Apple, I think it's going to probably go back down below 115.
I'll tell you what,
that's
man,
a tiger right now.
I had a chance to get Apple
Yeah, I've heard this story.
in 2006, and I was buying this damn thing for $75 a share.
Yeah, well, it went up to about 705.
I
and then
know
split
what the fuck it went
wanna,
up to.
You want to figure out while we got a couple minutes how much you could have made? If
Yeah,
you
no, I'm fine with that. Hey, I'll tell you what, Chris. Yeah, nice with the money. Fucking sign. How about going
Well, you
back
know,
to
Bernie Madoff. I mean, hell, those people didn't get their money back. Remember Bernie Madoff?
Right? Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Hey, speaking of that, okay, I don't mean to interrupt.
No,
here,
go
but
ahead.
You guys
Go
want to
ahead.
hear a funny story?
Bernie Madoff?
No.
Oh.
Do you want to hear a story that
Sure.
is similar to Madoff? Okay, so our house in L.A., it wasn't my house; it was my dad's house.
Of course.
Okay.
What do you mean? Of course.
Well, I mean,
Well,
look
I
at
had-
him.
I
He
had
doesn't
a
have any
place, too.
possessions.
I'm just a hobo rambler.
Those headsets are on loan.
Exactly. Okay, so
Sir, that's my production guy you're talking about.
First, we got to get him some pants that fit. I mean, that was obscene with this guy. Guy looked like a plumber.
Yeah, he did look like a plumber.
anyway,
Yes, give us your amusing anecdote.
So the house is up for sale. This guy shows up. He's interested in the house. Shows up with his realtor. This guy's a really, really bizarre guy. Really outspoken.
Armenian?
Garrulous.
No, he's married. Okay.
No, he's attractive.
Armenian guys don't marry.
No. The interesting part of it, though, he's married, but yet he shows up to see the house with his boyfriend, his 19-year-old Latino boyfriend. Okay, so this guy, the first time he shows up to see the house, he's in
That's California.
He's in a brand new Ferrari. Okay, brand new Ferrari.
Cash
okay?
out there.
The next week he comes back to see it again. He's in his brand new Rolls Royce.
Oh, this
okay?
is easy money here.
So 3 more days after that, he comes back still with the
Same boyfriend?
With the same boyfriend. Okay,
Different car.
with this time in a brand new Mercedes. And so we're like, wow,
It's an
this
easy
guy-
sell.
So this guy makes an offer on the house, not financing it, all cash.
Nice.
Of course.
3-day escrow. Okay, so everything's all good. It sells.
This is your father's house?
It's my dad's house.
Okay.
So this guy takes possession of the house. Literally, like 9 months later. Okay, and the guy then just spent a shitload of money on the house. Redid it all the way he wanted to do it.
Is the boyfriend living there, or they live together?
I'm
What
not
the hell
exactly-
you care? He's
Well,
the
what?
boyfriend. What are you curious about the guy?
So 9 months later,
What's wrong with it?
Attention to detail?
All right, go.
9 months later, the FBI shows up.
Of course. Yeah,
Okay.
They always do.
The FBI is needing information on the sale of the house because they're filing for seizure. Okay, the guy was running a Ponzi scheme. Wow. Front page of the L.A. Times. LA's
Stock ripoff?
LA's mini Madoff is what they
Wow.
called him. He was scamming elderly people on this investment scam. Stole like $900 million or something like this. So but this guy had been like on showcase in L.A. Like they had brought him out before the baseball game at Dodger Stadium
real
to throw out
player.
the first pitch. Had done all this charity shit. He's this big deal.
Now the feds can't come after you. That
No,
money.
no.
Okay, I'm wondering because I just heard about Golden Nugget.
Pillar
However-
of the community.
However, the guy goes on the run. He runs. He flees
good
on his
for
jet.
him.
He
Good
flees
for
on his
him.
jet.
He's-
I hope he got away.
I hope he got away. There's a
and,
good ending.
and the
to
government
this.
actually sees the house. Okay,
Yeah, big
so
deal.
the guy's an idiot. Obviously the guy's an idiot. He gets caught. The guy's an idiot.
He got caught?
He runs to France
Okay.
Where he can still be extradited.
Yeah, extradition
Okay.
to France.
Where can you go?
I wouldn't go there.
Costa
Anywhere.
Rica.
Yeah, right.
something
You go to
like
one of
that
those
doesn't have
banana
Russia.
republics.
Yeah. So this guy
Russia,
has $900 million. His jet. He runs to France like a month after he runs. Interpol grabs him, throws him in a jail, and he dies.
Oh,
What did he
He's
die
dead.
of?
He's dead.
a happy ending.
Heart disease or diabetes. He was real overweight.
Jesus
But anyway,
Christ,
yeah.
dude, I hope you don't run the suicide hotline or something. What
Well,
kind
you know,
of shit story?
No,
was
so
that?
that's my that's
a
my
good
attachment
story.
to
Well,
I
Trotsky.
liked it.
It's my
I
attachment.
liked
I have
it.
a story
I just
and
thought he had
similar.
a better ending than
Well,
that.
I think I've got one. It's got a lousy ending too, but it's not bad.
All right, let's hear yours.
Well, I'm a podiatrist, right?
Yeah.
And, occasionally, well,
And by the way,
I've always known you like guys. So. Oh, podiatrist. Okay,
not
I
a
got it.
not a pedophile. Or
Okay, go ahead.
a friend of mine. Now, according to him, it's a true story. I'm not going to vouch for it because it didn't happen to me. But he did surgery on. Well, a lady comes into his office. I want my bunions done, both of them, both feet. He said, "Oh, well, okay, reasonable enough. Let's see if I can pencil you in 2, 3, whatever. Put her in the appointment book. No, I want it done today." He
Jeez.
said, "Yeah, right now." He said, "Well, I got to get blood work. We'll get it. I got to talk to the hospital. We have to do that. Whatever, get it."
Do it.
Yeah, well, you know how much that's going to cost. So, she says, I'll pay for it right now in cash.
Oh, nice.
So he tells her he's
Better than
astounded.
dealing. That's better than dealing with.
Yeah, this is
with insurance
Of
and all
course,
that
this is
bullshit.
medicine. We don't
Yeah.
see cash.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what cash is.
Right.
So when he gets over this staggering revelation of hers that she wants it done now and she's willing to pay for it, he calls the hospital, gets the blood work. Everything's done that day. She pays in 10s and 20s. Pays him. Goes to the hospital, pays them in 10s and 20s.
Right.
So he does the surgery. Everything's fine. I think it was a day later or 2 days, maybe a week later. She's on the cover, on the front page of the Chicago Tribune. She and her husband were bank robbers.
Oh, that's perfect.
They had just knocked off a bank, and they show the FBI guy carrying her because she couldn't be weight bearing because she's had surgery.
Oh, that's
and
amazing.
her little she has her little shoes on, her little boots on.
Right.
The
Well, I mean, that's how Dillinger worked and all those
But
guys.
you just robbed the bank. Would you go get your
I'm
bunions
gonna go
done?
get my bunions taken care of. I have the money
Is
now.
that, they must
That's
have really
the-
hurt.
Yeah, I
That's
don't
the
think
most
John
beautiful.
Dillinger.
That's the most
On the cover of the Tribune, front page.
That's the most
They had
beautiful
killed
story.
a guy too. They had killed somebody.
Oh,
Jesus
well, that's
They got him for
Christ.
murder
They're
too.
not just bank robbers,
Bank
they're murderers.
Oh, I mean, you're talking about Bonnie and Clyde kind of stuff. But can you? I want to get my bunions done. We just ripped off.
It was important. It was important.
Well,
Dar.
that goes to
That's
show
for
you
sure.
what an
It's
important
actually
part that
the
we
reason
play.
she robbed the bank was
To
get
get
her
the bunion
bunions
money
taken
done.
care of.
Well, you know what? That's
Goddamn
what shit-
podiatrist.
Yeah.
Spurring bank robberies all over the country.
I've been in your office too, man.
Well, you happen to
That's
come in
the stinkiest shit
he
I've ever
came in
smelled.
the one day I had a gangrenous patient. Of all the times they come
God
in,
damn, dude.
it wasn't usually like
I
that.
almost fainted.
I just threw up a little bit in my mouth.
yeah.
I probably have seen 2 or 3 in my whole career, and he
that's
came in
when
one
I
of those
was-
days.
I was like,
Oh,
you
literally knocked him off his feet. He was staggering.
And then I came out in
Knocked
another
him off his
time.
feet.
Yeah. Oh, hey, he got you there, didn't he?
That's crass again.
And then I came in another time, and they're all sitting there with their shoes off and with their feet right at the guy, and he goes, "Oh, what? You don't like that, dummy? That's a smell of money, you stupid ass." And I go, "Geez, I gotta
He's
get
got a
out of here."
clothespin on his nose.
That's great.
Anyway, let's get to my picks and let's wrap
Oh,
the
yeah,
show
yeah.
up here.
Well, that's
we
the whole
got to
point of
talk
the
to-
show.
Get ready.
Hey, what's
Get set. It's time for the Ochoman's Big Picks of the Day.
Bad to the bone. I'm on here. Hey, by the way, guys, I went 2-1 on my
saw
last
that.
picks there, and actually, I said something that was kind of wacky. I said Toronto in that last one. Now, by the way, that's the one I lost 4-1. I had
No,
the over on the
wasn't it Tampa?
5.5.
Tampa,
yeah,
wasn't it?
yeah, it was Tampa.
They went up the coast.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was Tampa taking on Anaheim. And I mentioned that it's going to be over 5.5 because Tampa's getting tired and so forth. Well, my whole thing was that they're leaving California and making their way towards the I think they got a game against Colorado coming up here. I think they even play Edmonton too, but they still got a couple more road games.
you want to get him on? You're going to jump on him on that Edmonton game? You think?
Oh, I love that last one is against
that's the one.
Colorado.
Oh, so go on the Colorado one, but that's
They'll
for
go-
another show.
They'll go to Edmonton, and then they'll go to Colorado, and that's the one we feast
Okay,
on,
well.
boys. So let's hold off on that one.
Okay.
But check out their schedule. If I don't have a podcast going, look for Tampa Bay going to Colorado. I guarantee you that they will be dead tired for that one. So, in any case, we went 2-1. Hopefully, we'll get a couple winners here, or 3 winners that I'm giving you guys out tonight. We got Phoenix versus Minnesota, NBA action. I like the home team here. I like them a lot on this spot here. Minnesota laying 2.5 points. I think this is a lock and load. And you know what, Chris? If you got anything like that, a little sound effect on this one, throw it on this one, because I like Minnesota NBA action tonight, minus 2.5.
Yeah, give us a little American Sniper or something, will you?
Yeah, he didn't get to it, so fuck it. Okay, he got
what
something.
was that?
Shotgun.
Yeah, that was a shotgun.
Oh, he's loading.
He locked
it.
and loaded.
He locked it. He hasn't fired it yet. Okay.
Said lock and load. I give lock and load.
He gave me lock and load. What the hell are you bitching about?
I thought it was going to go off.
He gave me lock and load.
It's an old screenwriting adage. You know, if you have a gun in there, it's got to go off.
You gotta
scene 1.
Yeah, well, you got to do
scene
that.
Scene 3, the gun has to go off.
Next time you lock and load and shoot the gun. There, perfect.
Okay.
There, we got it.
Okay, Chekhov would approve.
NHL action. I've been doing really good in the NHL, my friend, so I'm not going to back out of here. I got 2 games in the NHL. Toronto versus Carolina. Carolina is minus 155 to 160. I love Carolina. I love the home team here. Toronto, I had these buzzards a couple nights ago on my last podcast, and they really let me down. So I think that
lay the 160 or give a
you
goal?
know what, lay the 160 here. Carolina will win this one. Carolina bounces back with their home loss their last time out, but they win this one 3-1 here. I even like them in the puck line here, minus the 1.5. So I definitely think that they'll win by 2 goals. I like Carolina.
Is that
in this
even
one.
money then? What do you get if you give the goal?
If I give the goal, that's even money.
Even money.
That's a 1.5 though.
Right.
I got to win by 2.
Right.
So I'm looking at this one being 3-1 score, which I
lay
think.
The goal.
Yeah, lay the.
You can do both. Right? You can do both.
Definitely. We'll definitely do both here. I like Carolina in the spot, though. And then our last game here is Colorado versus Chicago. And here's another puck line that I like here. I lay the minus 1.5 for Chicago on the puck line. I think they'll definitely win. Chicago has been looking pretty bad of late. They've lost 3 out of their 5 games, but the machine rolls back here. I like Chicago in the spot. Friday night, the place is going to be going crazy. The Blackhawks win this one, and where they win this one, possibly a 4-2 or possibly a 4-1 type of game here, 5-2. I definitely see them covering the minus 1.5 on the puck line. And here's the big number, though, minus 240 on this.
Wow.
That's a big number, but you know what?
1.
That makes me really jump on the puck line even more here. I really think that the 1.5 gets covered. So those are my plays. I got the Phoenix in the Phoenix versus Minnesota. I love Minnesota, minus 2.5. I like the Carolina at home against Toronto, minus 155 to 160. And I'm looking at this one being possibly a 3-1 game. Lay the puck line on this one, too, minus 1.5. I think that's definitely going to be covered as well. And Colorado versus Chicago. Chicago's been in a little rut, but they jump out of this one and they come back and they win this one on a big score here, more than 2 goals. The puck line, minus 1.5, gets covered, and minus 240. That's a big line, but what the hell? You're in it for making money, not thinking about what the hell you could lose. So that's what I got.
All right. And
Beautiful.
if you take your winnings and you buy Celgene. When it's
below
115.
I mean, beautiful. Yeah, what we covered everything today, guys.
Great show.
Rich.
It's a great show.
Great show once again. Armand, so you're headed back next week, or
I'm going to Chicago for a few days.
Chicago for a few days, and you'll be on next week again.
Absolutely, yes.
Absolutely.
It'll be a lot of
Looking
fun.
forward to it.
Chris,
thank you.
great show. Have a great weekend, my friend.
Me, Ochoman.
Oh, thanks for being here. Hey, my friends, have a great weekend. The Ochoman is out of here. Have fun. And, hey, by the way, let's give a little sponsor shout-out here.
Yeah, you can find the Ochoman on his website, ochoman.com. As you know, the iTunes Store or the Stitcher app for Android, Ochoman Behind the 8 Ball. On Facebook, you can just search for Ochoman Behind the 8 Ball, and at Ochoman Podcast on Twitter.
And I'll tell you what, our Ignotainment, all our podcasts are doing really well. If you know what, you want to kick back and enjoy some whiskey, Philosopher. We got that show going off with Jeff Cooper. The guy's on target with everything. He could really relax you after our show talking about broads that when we were 16 years old. I mean, it's a complete turnaround, It's a real good show there, too.
And we got a brand new show about to start that's, that we'll release the details of soon. It's an MMA,
beautiful
focus show. It's going to be really fun, I think.
Beautiful stuff. And then we got that Little League guy.
Who?
This Jim Cromer.
I haven't heard of him.
Well, I tell you what, he's making some noise. He's making some noise. He's got a nice following. And I tell you what, guys, Jim Cromer back in the scene here. Left our show, and
he's too good for us.
Yeah, he's too good for us. The hell with him. Anyway, have a great weekend. Ochoman and the crew here, we are out of here, my friends.
It ain't over now. Because when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Who's with me? Let's go. Come on.
The Ocho Man, Behind the 8 Ball, only on Ignotainment. Leave us your questions and comments below this podcast in the comments section of the iTunes Podcast Store.